It was a white winter day when he strolled into town. He was dressed all in black and his face wore a frown. He was cold, he was hungry, he was wet and tired. He stopped into a bar looking just to get hired. So he stepped inside and he looked around. He dusted his shoulders and he tamped the ground. But the bartender glanced a nasty stare and the drifter knew he wasn't welcome there.
What's your business, boy?
The bartender sneered.
Well, I'm looking for money.
Well, there ain't none here.
But the drifter continued, unfazed by the tapper.
Well, I'd believe you, friend, but I've heard some chatter.
And the two got to talking about the strange town and the even stranger fact there was no one around. But the drifter, still skeptical, continued to press, 'cause he knew the bartender was soon to confess.
Listen here, boy. You're getting on my nerves. Can't say I didn't warn you, but here you go.
The bartender gave the persistent young man the address of the sheriff to get him off his hands. So the drifter left, slowly walking out. Where the money was, he'd soon find out. The drifter spots a man looking worse for wear, with a bottle in his hand and a frozen head of hair. Seems he'd been there a while, not a breath left in him, but strangest of all,
Plantain.
You got a name, boy?
Well, I got a few.
We gotta talk. Just me and you.
Who was that?
asked the drifter, a little perturbed.
Well, that was just my corner. He's a little disturbed. But let's get down to business. What the hell are you doing here?
Seen that man lying down in the snow. And well, if I'm honest, I'm missing some dough. I'm down on my luck and I'm looking for work, and well, correct me if I'm wrong,
He said with a smirk.
but I know your problem. You're a little killer. And you know I know I'm just a drifter, but I can help you out. I can solve these murders. Just trust me, my friend. I'm worth your quarters.
Get your boots on, boy.
Two left the office and they started for town, where they found a dead lady lying there on the ground. The murder was quick and they left no trace, so the two took their notes and they picked up their pace. To the little pond they went, where the ducks used to swim, where another life was lost, but they just couldn't win. Not a single trace was left. This killer was smart. They needed something, anything, just to give them a start. That's when the drifter noticed a familiar smell that was coming from the body, but he couldn't quite tell. So he wandered over closer and he took a solid knee, and it was then that it hit him.
Plantain! Just as I suspected, we got a killer on the loose and these murders are connected.
But just as the two took a moment to think, the sheriff saw something you could miss in a blink.
Look, over there, the bartender's hiding.
The bartender took off with a kick in his step. He ran through the snow with no time to fret. The sheriff and the drifter are hot on his trail. They had to stop the murders. There's no time to fail.
You listen here, you bottle-flipping runt. Admit to these killings, and let's stop this hunt.
I don't know what you're saying. I would never kill.
Oh, shut up and stay still.
Well, well, well. I call that a job well done. Justice has been handed out, and I believe your duty is served, son.
Sheriff, are you sure you ain't got more change? I don't mean to be rude, but this town's pretty strange.
If you had half a brain, boy, you'd know when to skip town. Unfortunately, I can't have strangers running around.
Alright then, Sheriff. I guess this is goodbye.
Except it was then something caught the drifter's eye.
Plantain. Alright then, Sheriff. Nice knowing you. I'll be leaving now.
Oh, and don't let the cold kill you on the way out.
Except the drifter didn't leave. He was far too curious. He couldn't shake the feeling that the sheriff was mysterious, but the drifter didn't know the town. He was just a foreigner. But then he realized.
The Sheriff's Corner.
He was looking for the coroner, who'd eventually find, but he had to make this quick. He didn't have much time.
Put your hands where I can see 'em, you lizard.
What's the meaning of all this? I've done no wrong.
If you want to make it out alive, just follow along.
Oh, okay.
So first you're gonna tell me where your sheriff's been hiding.
Will you hurt him if I tell you?
Well, now that's up to my deciding.
Alright, I'll tell you. He's been putting people away, locking the doors to make sure that they stay. He's got them locked in the bank behind the vault. But please don't hurt me, I swear it ain't my fault.
Keep talking. Why is he committing such terrible acts? There must be a reason. Speak, boy, I need facts.
If I tell you where he is, will you just leave me alone?
He's not here. Why'd he leave home?
He finally decided to be rid of this place. He left after you arrested the bartender. He was gone without a trace.
The sheriff left those innocent people to freeze, then just like that, he up and leaves. The drifter couldn't allow this, and so he headed to the only way out of town. The trees.
Stop right there, boy.
We gotta talk. And if this goes nicely, maybe both of us can walk. Why you been locking up these innocent folk and throwing away the key like it's some sort of joke?
What's it to you? Why do you even care? If you leave, I'll give you some coin. I'm willing to share.
Well, I care, 'cause although coin means a whole lot to me, lives mean more. And if you're willing to let these people out, I'm willing to leave poor.
You clearly don't quite understand what's going on around here. You see, I'm protecting these people from what they most fear. There's ghosts and spirits in this town that mean my people pain, and I can't have some tumbleweed who rolled into my town, leaving a stain.
Tumbleweed? God, you sound insane. And that's been you killing those people who avoided your game.
Well, from what I can tell, this is only ending one way. With me skipping town, and you in your grave.
No one knows what happened after the fateful draw. Maybe the drifter survived or faced death's holy claw. Maybe the people got let out or they died from the cold, but all we can hope is that there was justice for their poor souls.